What's going on, everybody? My name is Tech, and for the last 15 years, I was the #1 seller of pre-owned men's clothing on eBay. But today, we are coming live from Tech and Sports Incorporated. I got 7 pallets shipping out. As you guys know, I've been selling on eBay for over 15 years to the highest level, hundreds of items listed per day, hundreds of items sold per day, millions of dollars in sales, just an absolute machine that has helped change my life. But we are transitioning into doing wholesale. So over here is about 8 to 10,000 pieces going out, and that's the name of the game. So I just want to come over here and give you guys, some helpful words, have a conversation with you guys. As we can see, the warehouse is just about completely empty. We just got to tie up a couple loose strings, loose ends. But I like to come to you guys from time to time, have a little bit of a conversation. I know the flea market videos, they get a little bit redundant, a little bit old, finding cool stuff. This is what it's worth. You guys can go out and do it too. I hope they are helpful to you. I try to provide the most amount of helpful information that I can have for you. But I just like to mix it up from time to time. I like to have a little bit of a conversation from time to time. Hopefully share some words with you that has, gotten me through almost 20 years of doing this, 15 plus years of doing this. And it's not always rainbows, not always sunshine, despite what people talk about on social media. There's a lot of other stuff that goes into it, but it's real life, it's reality. It is a grind, it is work. And if we didn't have better opportunities, we would be doing something else. So for a lot of us, this is the best opportunity that we have right now. And for some of us, this is the best opportunity that we will ever have. So for me personally, I didn't have any education. I went to high school. I had a son when I was 18 years old. Right after that, got a job, worked at CVS. So I didn't have any kind of, college education or any kind of skills past that. Worked at CVS for 5 years in the photo department. Shout out to everyone who worked at CVS. Shout out to people that even work for the opposition, for Walgreens, to Rite Aid, to all those people out there. Reselling came to me at a time in my life when I actually got a better job, where I actually went to school, did vocational school in the morning time, worked at CVS in the nighttime. I was probably doing 40 hours of school, 40 hours of work. No, 50 hours of work back then, because I was working as a salaried manager, photo lab supervisor. And, I was doing about 90 hours trying to better myself. I got my A+ computer repair degree. I got my N+ degree for networks. And I actually got a job. And then 2 weeks later, it closed down because they went out of business and filed for bankruptcy. And then that's how I discovered eBay, kind of like during that transitionary period where I was without work. And, eBay came to me at the right time. Reselling came to me at the right time. Used to sell a lot of electronics, used to sell a lot of video games, iPods, phones, broken, working, stuff like that. And then I started selling clothes, and that's why my name is Tech and Sports, because I used to do a little bit of both. But, reselling in general took me from where I used to be, single dad. At one point in time, I was young. I had a son at 18 years old. My son didn't even have a bed at one point in time. He had to sleep in the living room on the couch. I was sharing a house with a couple of roommates, renting a room, $100 a week for the room. And, that was life. And, I am just beyond thankful of what eBay has provided for me. Of course, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of us going out there and going to get it. But we can all be out there working a 9-to-5 job. And a 9-to-5 job keeps us away from our kids, keeps us away from our family. We have to ask our manager permission what we're allowed to do, when we can come in, when we can work, when we have to do stuff for them instead of doing stuff for us. And eBay allows us, fortunately, unfortunately, to have that schedule and to have that flexibility where we get to dictate what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it. Unfortunately, in order to keep that flexibility, to keep doing what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, we have to do what we're supposed to do every single day. So it's kind of like an oxymoron. To do the things that you want to do, you have to do the things that you have to do. So for me, I want to eat Doritos and play video games all day. Unfortunately, in order for me to be able to do that, I got to work tremendously hard in order to get that opportunity and have that freedom, that option, that opportunity to do so. And for all of us, if we want to have the option, the opportunity, and the freedom to have our own schedule, it takes work to get to the point to have the freedom, the options, and opportunity to do that. So if you do put in the work, eBay will all the time give you the opportunity to do what you want, but it's going to take work. It's going to take effort of putting in effort in order to get out of the eBay machine. And I talk about it all the time where, there have been a lot of times where, I kind of like reached this precipice or this turning point in my business to decide, do I want to keep going in this direction? Do I want to make a change? Do I want to increase the listings goal? Do I want to maybe sell a different kind of product? Like, what do I have to do to get over this wall that I'm facing, this turning point that I am facing? And, every single time that I did what I was supposed to do, every single time that I took the opportunity to do a little bit more, a little bit extra, go a little bit further, go a little bit farther, increase my knowledge a little more, list a little more, all of these things suck. I'm telling you right now, they all suck. But we all should have grew up and been doctors, but unfortunately we're not. We're resellers, and if we had a better opportunity to do something else, to get better money in the least amount of time with the least resistance, every single one of us would go do that. But unfortunately, this is our best opportunity. This is the best way to fill up our bank account with the least amount of resistance. Because for me, the alternative is go out and dig ditches. So every single time that I reached this point in my life and my business where I was undecided in what to do, I trusted in eBay, I trusted in my business, the confidence in my business due to what I have built up, the track record that I've seen. I meticulously kept records. I have my calendars that I show in the group, that I show on the calls, that give me a track record so I can estimate and know what to expect. So if you are not keeping data on your business, we have to keep data on our business. And we can go right over there to the traffic tab, right over there to the sales tab. We can go back 3 years and start developing your calendars, start developing your data, so that way you can look back on them and decide, what do I need to do? Which direction do I need to go with my business? Because if we're not doing that, then we can get left holding the bag or left in a bad position where our cash flow is not correct. We make a big purchase and the next month is the slowest month of the year and we didn't calculate that in, or we didn't know, and now we're up the creek and now we're bankrupt. So we need to make sure that we have the data. We need to make sure that we have everything that we need for our business. So that way, when the good times are coming, we know. When the bad times are coming, we're prepared. Because no bad time should put us out of business if we are running our business based on our worst month. If we're running our business based on our best month, best case scenario, if everything goes correctly, this is my budget, this is how much I can list, this is how much I can do, that is a very, very aggressive way to run the business. If you run your business where you base all of your spending on your worst month, base all of your listing on your worst month, base everything off your least amount of sales, least amount of cash flow, period, it's much less likely you're going to go bust. So when there are times for you to step up your business, when there are times for you to do a little bit extra, do a little bit more, get better, do more. And I talk about doing that a lot, and a lot of people, they don't like to hear that. We need to get better, we need to do more. There is no if, ands, or buts. If we do not get better, we do not do more, all of this stuff is going to leave us behind because other people are out there getting better. Other people are out there doing more, unfortunately, and going to the extra store, it sucks. Going to, an extra flea market, it sucks. Going to meet someone extra, going 10 miles extra, going 50 miles extra, going 100 miles extra, it sucks. But in my videos, you see me, I'm going 4 hours away if I have to, 2 hours away, 3 hours away, 1 hour away is my closest flea market. I'm out there early, I'm doing it, it sucks. But you know why I do it? I'm gonna give you a second to ponder on why I do it. Why do I do all this extra stuff? Why do I gain all of this knowledge? Why do I take every single extra opportunity? Why do I walk to the farthest person at the flea market who's secluded that nobody visited? Why do I do all the extra stuff? And the answer is very simple. I do all the extra stuff because you won't. And if you find stuff that other people refuse to do and you do it, you will hit a home run grand slam out of the park. You have to find what people will not do that you are willing to do, that you are ready to do, that you are able to do, and you will be leaps and bounds ahead of them. A lot of people, they won't study. A lot of people, they won't list every single day. A lot of people, they will not do anything extra, anything additional, and there is no better time in the world, there is no better time in reselling to do this much extra every single day and let it compound over months, over years, over weeks, and you will be that much further ahead, because a lot of people, resellers, I have a landscape business, every single person does the bare minimum, goes home, and wants the maximum result. If you are not getting the result that you want, the result that you think that you deserve, try doing a little bit extra, try doing a little bit more. A lot of people don't want to hear it. There's not a lot of hacks when it comes to selling on eBay. There's not a lot of hacks when it comes to eBay. There's not a lot of hacks in reselling. There's not a lot of hacks when you go to the thrift store, the flea market. There's no hacks. The hacks are, you have to be willing to do a little bit more. You have to be willing to outwork a little bit more people, and you have to be willing to turn on your engine, get all of your work done, and everything needs to be complete and finished before you run out of gas that day. So it's okay to struggle. It's okay to feel like this is difficult. It's okay to feel like this is hard, because I have news for you. It is hard, it is difficult, and there are struggles. I have been doing this for almost 20 years. It has been hard every single day that I have been doing this. But guess what? As long as I wake up, I do everything that I'm supposed to do, and that's the key. You have to do everything that you are supposed to do. If you do not do everything that you are supposed to do, then you're going to fall, and your business is going to fall behind. And eventually, how many days can that go on in that compound before eventually your business suffers, you suffer, your bank account suffers, your cash flow suffers, everything inside of your business suffers if you do not perform the way you are supposed to perform. The result has to be the same every single day. I didn't have a perfect day every single day. I hit my listing goal every single day going on almost 20 years. Do you think I had 20 years of perfect days? Absolutely not. Today's not going to be perfect. I can tell you right now, today's not going to be perfect. However, the result has to be the same. So if you are in an environment where you are struggling, if you are in a self-induced environment where you are struggling, we have to make sure that we put ourselves mentally into a better space, maybe even physically into a better space, because we have to make sure, hell or high water, that the result remains the same every single time. So the same boiling water that makes an egg turn hard is the same boiling water that will make a potato go soft. So it's not about the environment, it's about what you do to make sure what you do inside of your environment turns you one direction or turns you the other direction. You can be hard, like a hard-boiled egg, and when things get difficult, you can focus instead of fold. A lot of people, when things get difficult, they fold. We cannot fold when things get difficult. We have to focus. It's difficult every single day. You have never heard me say one time that reselling is easy. It might appear that reselling is easy because I've done this every single day of my life for almost 20 years at the highest of the highest level in my niche for 15 years. It may appear it's easy, and some aspects do get easier, and that's okay too. So when we are out there, we need to determine every single day when I wake up, do I need more knowledge today? If you need more knowledge today, then you need to go out and you need to study. You need to look at comps. You need to check other people that are selling stuff. You need to alert yourself of keywords. You need to learn your customer. You need to learn the platform. There's a bunch of things that we need to learn, but most people don't need more information. They need more execution. So it's okay to sit here and learn all day, but however, learning all day doesn't get us anywhere, doesn't get us what we want, doesn't get us to the promised land or past the finish line. Execution gets us to where we want to go. And when Arwen was here, he visited me for 2 weeks. I have some great videos with my good buddy Arwen. He visited from the UK, and he would pepper me with questions. Some questions I would answer for him, offer him some advice, some guidance. Some answers I would stay silent and ask him, what do you think? And I would let him use his brain, his imagination. And a couple times he would go on ChatGPT and he would consult ChatGPT for an answer. And I would say, close the computer and let's use BRAIN GPT. Let's use our brain. We can't depend on ChatGPT forever, not today in 2024. Maybe in 2034 we can, and that's going to be a whole different world because we'll all be out of business as resellers. So there is no better time than today to get this going, get this to the level that you want to get, because I'm telling you right now, the most amount of flack that I ever had on a podcast was in 2020, 2021, when I told people things were going to change. It's going to get more expensive. Everyone's going to raise their prices. The thrift store price is going to go up because their rent is going to go up, because real estate's going to go through the moon because they printed a lot of paper. They print in a lot of money. Labor's going to go up. All this stuff is going to go up. The most amount of flack that I've ever received was 4 years ago during that podcast. I'm telling you right now, reselling is going to change in the next 4 years again, in the next 8 years, in the next 12 years, in the next 16 years. And there's going to be a point where they invent a machine that you pour a bale of clothes into. It photographs it, it knows how to list it, it puts it folded neatly into a poly bag, and it spits it out of the machine. And the first person to get that machine is going to win. And after that, it's going to be a race to the bottom where wrap tees and expensive items that we know today are going to be $2.99 shipped. That's just the way it's going to go. So it is the golden hour, the golden opportunity to make sure that we are using our BRAIN GPT, our brain, and we make sure that we are gathering the information, but also executing on the information. So Arwen would ask me these questions. I would answer a lot of them. He would ask me questions. I would have him think through it so that way he can answer some of them. And he would also ask me questions, and my answer would be, you'll figure it out. Arwen, that's okay. You'll figure it out. You'll go home and you'll figure it out. You got this. You'll figure it out. That was code for you have to go home and you have to do it. You have to figure out how you can do it. I can sit here all day and give Arwen the information. I can sit here all day and give everybody the information into the group. I can go on Zoom all day, give you the information in the group. I can come with these chats and give you the information. I can show you everything that I'm buying at the flea market. I could give you that information. But unless each and every one of you goes out and executes on the information, all of that means nothing, because I'll have the information. I'm good. But I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about you guys. Are you guys good? Are you guys going to take this information? Are you guys going to run with it? I say in the group all the time, I give you the football. You have to run and score the touchdown. I gave Arwen the football when he went back to the UK. He has to run and he has to score the touchdown. All the information that I give on the videos, and I try to make the most helpful videos as humanly possible. Because I'm good, I'm fine. I've built my business to the highest level. I don't have to come on here and help people. I want to come on here and help people. I want the videos to be as helpful as possible. I want to show people what they can do at the highest levels. I want to show people what they can do, part-time. I want to show people what they can do full-time. I want to show people what they can do, supplement their income, try to retire, retire their spouse. That's what I want to help people try to do, because reselling is such a beautiful gift. And there is no time in the world where reselling is a better opportunity than it is right now. There is so much opportunity in reselling. Thrift stores, flea markets, garage sales still today. Because I go to thrift stores still. I don't see anybody. I go to the flea markets early when it's hot. I don't see anybody. We have to get out there and we have to do. We just can't talk about talking about working. If you are talking about reselling all day, then that is not the place for you to be. We need to talk about what we need to do. And then most importantly, we need to do it. We have to do it. You got to figure it out. You have to do it. If you do not figure it out and you do not do it, you will be out of business. And you guys can give me all the flack in the comments. I'm ready for it. If you do not figure out what you are going to do and you do not do it, you will be out of business. So I ask you this every single time that we have these chats. Tell me how you're doing. Put it in the comments. What do we need to do? What information do we need? And what execution do we need to do? Those are the two most important things. What do I have to learn? What do I have to do? Who do I have to meet? What do I have to learn? What do I have to do? Who do I have to meet? Do I need more information on this subject, or do I need more execution on this subject? That's it, final. After that, we need to go out and do. We need to make a decision. We need to do some stuff. We need to make some stuff happen. And we need to go out there and we need to figure it out. So I appreciate everybody for hanging in. I like having these chats with you. I like mixing it up a little bit, because the flea market world domination, I think it's a little bit old sometimes, but I know you guys enjoy them, but I just want to mix it up, keep it fresh, try to do new, interesting things. That way it's not the same type of video every single week. If you are looking for a community, I have a great community of over 2,500 people. We have 30 live calls per week. Everything is recorded if you can't attend live. We have thousands of hours of previous calls in the group. Even if you know everything, just listen to the calls. I promise you, you'll pick up a nugget. I would want to be immersed in reselling activity and a reselling atmosphere, even if I knew everything. Because I promise you, getting around people that are better than you, getting around like-minded people, you only have one direction, and that's to go up. So if that's something that you're interested in, click the link below. And as I always tell you guys at the end of every single video, we could be anything that we want in the world. We could be anything. Just choose to be great. Thank you.